Hey everybody, guess what? The Rogue Show's back! Okay. See, we were so close to starting on time. This close, and I'm not mentioning any names, and my video just left. See, we're already having problems. There it is. I won't mention who was late, but his name rhymes with Anthony.
That's my name.
I don't get it. Oops. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rogue Show, the Eternal Edition, Episode 1, where our topic of discussion, because as you know, we stay on topic all the time. We never stray. But we will be talking about, in a little bit, the first 4 issues of Batman Eternal.
No.
I have coerced everybody here on the panel, as always, that you are going to read these comics, you're going to like what I like, and that's it.
No.
Oh, I got. So, like we always do on the channel, we'll talk about action figures and everything else. So we'll just kind of open up the floor to kind of the first thing that's on everybody's mind. Let's see. Let's start with DC Collectibles and Quality Control.
That's why I don't collect them, because they break.
Now, I don't know what you could be talking about at.
Oh.
What doesn't happen?
The latest victim that everybody has kind of seen is the Teen Titans Superboy. It's kind of floating around. I was just telling everybody else recently that I did see somebody on the Facebook page say that the Superboy figure was the best figure that he has received from DC Collectibles and has excellent articulation. So, guys and gals, take it away.
Actually, from looking at that photo, it looks like the leg can pop right back in. It looks like he just popped off the joint. When I saw his Rez the Collector's photo, it looks like it just popped off the joint. It doesn't look like it snapped, but still annoying it fell off.
Yeah, I don't think it should fall off at all.
No.
To be honest, it's not the articulation, it's the paint. I think the paint is shockingly bad. Ultraman, well, obviously Ultraman, Bizarro, they're all pretty bad. I've not seen a good one yet that doesn't have anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Because like some like the Crime Syndicate was pretty decently done. I don't know, like I didn't have a problem with Shazam either with the paint apps, but it seems like the newer ones that are coming out, like Bizarro, it's kind of lackluster a little bit.
I thought I saw someone's Power Ring arm broke off or something. I don't know if I'm making that up.
Power Ring's not a very good figure.
Yeah, I saw that.
My local comic shop has Power Ring, and his arm came off right out of package.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
And ironically, he said it was the same arm that was severed in the comics. So we thought that was kind
Yes.
Oh, that.
Mine came off too. I had to send it back.
Oh, that was you. That's who that was.
Yeah, see, okay, I'm not making...
I don't collect them. With too many QC issues, even with DC Direct, they were just. I couldn't stand it anymore, so I didn't get any. I don't buy them now.
I can't take him seriously.
You sent me this one, Anthony. I'm afraid I'm gonna open it and then it's gonna like fall apart.
Fall apart.
Yeah,
I do appreciate it though. I do like the sculpt on this guy. It's very nice design.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean,
that's one of my favorite from the Arkham series right now.
well, the thing is, I mean, DC Collectibles hands down have the best sculpts, and personally anyway, they look fantastic. The Arkham figures are great. Oh God, I mean, the Crime Syndicate looks brilliant. It's just in the execution. I mean, the biggest problem, and I've not actually opened my Bizarro yet, but remember the biggest complaint was it smelled like gasoline, it smelled like pop, and it's going to blow up any second.
Yes!
Yeah, I'm amazed mine got through customs. They probably thought it was like a key of pot. DC Collectibles are like drug dealers, that's how they're getting their stash out. But no, I mean, obviously, whenever you've got a figure that smells that bad, it kind of screams of the paint's they've not let the paint dry properly. So they've sprayed it, put it right in the box, and of course you do that, you put it in the packaging, and if the chest touches, the front part of the chest is coming off, part of the cape's coming off, and it screams that it's been rushed far too quickly, which is a shame because that new Bizarro sculpt looks amazing. The skin detail, the t-shirt, even the articulation, which I don't really care about, it's really well done. It's really hidden in his t-shirt. His ab crunch is great, and I hate bad paint QC. It really annoys me. Especially on the S of the face. It really annoys me.
The logo that's when it sucks.
Yeah. And it's super frustrating too because it's like these are the only DC figures that we have. Yeah. Like we're not unless Mattel starts something new with they have Total
Heroes.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
something that doesn't suck.
No.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but I mean that new Lex figure's coming out, the really cool Lex and power armor. Is there any doubt in your mind that when you move the armor, it's going to pop right off?
Snap right off, just like Killer Croc.
Killer Croc, yeah. And I don't want to hate on them. I absolutely love DC collectibles. I'd take them any day of the week. But it's really annoying that it's not like when you go to a store and you're looking for the one that doesn't have the QC issues. They've all got QC issues now. Every time I see an auction online or I see someone's review, they've always got some. Yeah, it's really cool, but his cape fell off. It's really good, but like his legs in my hand or something. It's just shocking.
But he smells like gasoline.
Yeah, he smells like he's gonna burst into flames. He smells like meth.
A big bag of meth,
Although, don't you imagine Bizarro would smell like meth?
He looks like a meth head a little bit.
He'd have like meth breath.
What would Bizarro smell like?
Oof. Like brute aftershave.
Yeah. But I mean, even Marvel Legends are going through that stuff now. Like,
Oh yeah.
Like I got the whole 5-pack, that X-Men 5-pack for dirt cheap from my friend because he didn't want it anymore. He was just like, "Get this away from me." And I was like, "Okay, I will."
I do.
I mean, it's bad, but it's not it's bad, but it's not like the figures aren't falling apart. As long as the figures aren't falling apart, I can always fix the paint. You know what I mean? Like I can always redo the paint on them. The biggest problem with that 5-pack is Angel's face.
It's like,
his face looks like a Simpsons character.
Yeah, but Olivia's totally right though. When you buy a figure, you shouldn't. It's like buying a car and having to stitch the upholstery and the seats yourself.
Yeah.
I'll finish it. I'll do it. It's okay. But yeah, I mean, even like Rez the Collector, Tony's Roquefort statue. Like his fingers were like an inch too long. They hadn't. Just little things like that, and statues, I don't think there's any excuse because figures you can imagine it's a production line, but you're meant to take your time with statues. They're especially if they're a limited run. There's only 500. There's only 500, and 300 are got like big marks on the S shield or something.
Well, and the thing about the statues is, by the time that you get the statue, let's say you have 299, it's going to be really hard to go back and say, "Hey, you need to fix this," because they're done making them. They're packaged, they're done, whatever that run is. It would probably cost them an arm and a leg to go back through the whole molding process to go, oh, I see, we got the hand too long here, so we've got to change everything now.
Well, and the other thing is as well, it's a production line. There's no doubt about it. There's a production line. There's 50 Bizarros. They're painting them each one, but it's not really the painters that are it is the painters. But there's someone who's in charge of QC at DC. He picks up the box and looks at it and says, "Yep, this is ready to be sold." Like that picture I showed you before we went live of the Bizarro with the 2 holes. Who looked at that and said, "Yep, brilliant, get it sold"?
Are you guys familiar with QS9000? No.
Is that robot from Empire Strikes Back?
No. I worked at a factory for a while, and we had quality checks that you check every 10th, 20th, 50th, and 100th part or whatever to ensure quality. So as that conveyor is going down, it won't stop until it reaches that QC mark. So if there's nothing wrong with that particular set, then it goes on. If there is, then you start backtracking in other directions till you find a good one. So
You know what that reminds me of? Remember that Simpsons episode where the guy's in a jar factory and the guy like takes his attention and there's like a head and there's a syringe and there's like there's like a guy's head you just stick it.
Yeah.
It's like Silence of the Lambs, you know.
I heard Anthony and Jason both say this. Seeing the QC issues, does that stop you guys? You're like, I'm not buying any more until I hear from somebody that, okay, the lines seem to be fine, or are you going to still be like me and go, I'm going to take the gamble because I still want the figure?
Yeah, I'll take a gamble.
I took the gamble. I pre-ordered like $200 worth of DC collectibles over the course of this year. So hopefully,
I won't get them.
After Capullo, Batman, I got both the Red Hoods on pre-order.
yeah.
They're done. I'm done until I hear better things.
Same here.
Well,
Same here.
I mean, look at that video. You know that video I just uploaded like last week about all the Superman stuff coming out this year? There's so many cool figures coming out. Admittedly, they're not all DC collectibles, but I mean, what we got? We've got Supergirl. Supergirl's next. We've got Power Girl, Huntress. That Power Girl looks amazing, and obviously, hopefully, she's not going to be damaged. But it's just
Right, boob fault.
Well, and also, they've not said this, but there's no doubt in my mind they're going to re-release a Superman with like Ultraman articulation. It makes sense that they're doing the Capullo Batman.
They'll do the designer series. They'll do a designer series Superman.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
they'll do the Action Comics with the T-shirt and the cape.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be
I mean,
cool.
that's just a license to. Yeah, that's a license
That
to
would be a
print
really
money. White T-shirt, blue T-shirt, red T-shirt. Just keep pumping them out.
Hey, we would buy them.
Have you guys noticed the articulation on the Capullo series? That it looks like the process changed a little bit as far as they
the
have.
eyes look different. You're right.
Yeah.
The eyes look totally different. They're not overlapping. You know how the Crime Syndicate overlaps a little bit? They're
Okay.
just straight cuts, so they look a lot different.
Well, the other thing as well is, and once again, Rez the Collector mentioned this, every second wave is totally different articulation. There's none of them that have matching. Now, I totally understand with like Supergirl, you're never going to give her a big thick ab crunch. It makes no sense at all. She's got such a small waist. But, and see, the difference in articulation is all down to the sculptor. I remember when I was talking to Tim Bruckner a while back, he has a lot of leeway as to, you know, he'll design it and put the articulation, and they'll get back and say, no, change that, change that. So I think a lot of sculptors, and the way DC is just now, they're probably looking at it and say, yep, done. Okay. So that's why there's no consistency, which is a little annoying, especially for, well, it doesn't annoy me, but for people that want kind of consistency in their figures. Obviously, the DC you see, they all look alike. They all have the exact same look to them. I think there's like the Parademon. There's only a couple of figures that have different articulation.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Weird. Their choices back then of the articulation.
yeah, it's like let's give the Parademon like not ab swivel, ankle pivot, but no one else.
Yeah, and like randoms would have ankle pivots, like Animal Man would have an ankle pivot. And then, like, what was it? The Animal Man and Buana Beast 2-pack. They both have ankle pivots. But
I think that's pure accident. Like, oh, look at that. Well, I didn't know that would happen. I think that's...
Yeah, look, if you don't put enough glue on it, pivots.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think that's
Look up,
wrong.
suckers.
Well, look at Robin from Wave 16, the Dick Grayson Robin.
Oh, yeah.
Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, and the worst ankle in the history of the world.
Ever.
Ever.
I don't even move those ankles because I'm so afraid they're gonna snap right off.
Same here.
I did snap one off, so I have one glued, but the other 3 legs on the other between the 2 figures work. Not that I have a Robin with 3 legs. That's
Yeah, I was going to say. But yeah,
Weird.
it's pretty worrying. I mentioned this before we started filming, but I was talking to Tim Bruckner. No, I was chatting to Tim Bruckner on Facebook about the lack of QC, and I quote, he basically said, "Too bad there's no place for collectors to interact directly with DC. The truth is, right now, the people running the collectible department have no experience with the product of this kind. They're writers and illustrators, which doesn't translate to 3D. The best thing to do is to try and compile a bunch of complaints and send them to DC. Maybe they'll start paying attention." So, I mean, I would love to do that. I'd love to just send 50 emails or like a campaign just saying, look at all these Bizarros that smell like meth.
Yeah, I've called them a bunch of times. I called them 5 times.
What they say?
Every time I get the same reaction. Well, we're doing our best to ensure the product of our or the quality of our products, sir. Well, thank you for your inquiry, and typical corporate just push me to the side comment. I don't know, it was just so political, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like they didn't care. They're just like, okay, thanks for your time, goodbye.
Well, maybe you have to reach out to a Jeff Johns or somebody like that a little higher. Going on what Stu said about, like I'm plugging me, like I'll show you how to do it, guys.
Yeah.
Rob knows how to get it done.
Rob's got it. Virginia, Rob's got it under control, he says.
Layla, get back in your saddle. Don't make me get the hose.
That was just one of those that seeing Rez's figure just prompted me to take his photo and email or text it to Jeff Johns and getting a reply back. So it'd be kind of cool to think that Rez may be getting a new figure from the hands possibly of Jeff Johns. How cool would that be? But
Autographed, hopefully.
yeah, that'd be. And then I might keep it. Getting Rez. But I think we were saying before we were started filming that somebody like Jeff Johns, if it is writers and creators, maybe Jeff is paying attention to some of this stuff. Because if you've seen his DC All Access, behind him on his shelf, he does have some of the figures and stuff that are produced. So I'd like to think that somebody like a Jeff Johns kind of is maybe an overseer.
Yeah.
So
see, the downside there is he'll get a figure that looks perfect on his desk. It'll be a Bizarro or an Ultraman that looks absolutely has been painted to perfection. He's like, yeah, brilliant. Start production. Start pouring gasoline. There you go. Yeah. But I mean, not. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I was going to say that I think it would be great to put together like a video of clips of like us and other reviewers like reviewing these figures, and something snaps, something breaks, it smells, whatever. Just like second long clips that all edited together would be minutes and minutes and minutes worth of us having trouble with these figures, and then maybe Rob can tweet it at Jeff Johns.
We should also have tears in our eyes too. Look what happened.
Well, I think a lot of that comes down, I think people just not knowing what to do. I think I've grown up in a house that if you have a problem with something, my dad always looked at the back of the package and went, oh, okay, here's the consumer information number and call. So not that I'm calling and going, like we've said it before as we were texting back and forth, you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. You don't get on the phone and go, this figure's crap and it sucks and you guys are horrible. You'd be very PC about it. And,
I didn't know that.
See, there it is.
Gotcha.
But I think the more people that start doing that, you start flooding those phone lines where somebody at some point goes, either they cut off the phone lines or they say, we've got a real problem because we have a whole slew of people calling day in and day out. So I'm a firm believer. If you have something wrong with it, don't just take it and cram it up the tailpipe. Call somebody and maybe something will change. But be nice and be about it. So.
Well, the first videos I ever saw of you, Rob, you were always saying, yeah, I called Mattel, I complained, I got some free coupons from them and $5 off and whatever. That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that was one of those, I was never being like, well, you need to give me something because I spent my money. I was just like, hey, this broke, what can we do? Just replace it. They're like, we're going to send you a voucher and we're going to replace the figure. So in some cases, not only were they sending me a brand new figure, they were basically giving me another figure for free because of the inconvenience. So
that's cool.
All the bashing from Mattel, probably 7 figures in my collection were basically free because of manufacturer defects. So.
Hey, that's like Olivia with Mary Batson. Half her collection's from her. No, but seriously, no, it makes sense. I mean, I need to get in touch with Mattel and say, look, my Doomsday Unleashed figure's gone missing. Could you replace it?
They got up and ran down the street.
Yeah, could you just give me the one from the convention? That's the one I'm after, yeah, thanks.
I'll take that one, thank you.
Since you brought
I know the ponytail's going to fall out, but I'll glue that in. You don't have to worry about it.
Since you brought up the Unleashed, Stu, what does everybody think about the containment suit figure that they started showing pictures of recently.
I want it,
I'm-
and I want it
looks
now.
awesome.
Yeah, me too. I absolutely love the packaging.
Yeah, that looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they make the
Everybody-
packaging so nice. Do you want to really open it up though?
Well, that's totally like, you know, the Man of Steel, Superman versus Zod. Remember when it lit up and it had the kneel before
Kneel
God.
before God!
No, but seriously, the packaging for that one was so cool. It had the Man of Steel S, and you kind of, once you took it out, my God, it's what was his name from Neverending Story? Velcor.
Velcor.
Atreyu!
Atreyu.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about Atreyu? What's going on? Hmm?
So sad.
I've lost that.
Did you guys like my intro I did the other day?
Which one was that again?
The intro for the show in the movie voice I did.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Your movie guy voice. That's good.
In a world.
That's done. Sorry. But
yeah.
yeah, I really miss DCUs a lot.
Me too.
Like, I think I'm vicariously living through my Marvel Legends because I want DCUs back, but there's none of that, so I have to now it's all about Marvel Legends.
You know
I've
what's funny
saved a
though?
lot of money though with no DCUC.
Yeah.
My bank account's getting bigger and bigger for some reason.
Yeah.
But although, you know what's funny? You always think back, and when everyone was getting DCUC, we were all complaining about the figures. Oh my God, this Flash sucks.
Yeah.
This New 52 is like, come back.
We missed
That and people were like, another Flash?
I used to say that about Hal Jordan though. Like, oh God, another Hal Jordan. Maybe they don't even make the new
This one
50 Hal
has
Jordan
grey
though.
hair.
Yeah, gray hair Hal Jordan.
2-1.
Yeah, that's how Jordan has a black circle around his symbol. Collect them all.
that no new 52 Hal Jordan.
Yeah, no, they showed us. They showed us.
Well,
You don't want more Hal Jordans?
technically, we kind of sort of got one in the All-Star line.
Yeah.
That's what they say, but that's not true.
No.
That's not true.
Shiny. They said, yeah, close enough. That's what you get. Too bad. Nah.
Nah.
Said
No
toy.
side.
I always wanted a 90s Kyle Rayner so bad.
Yeah. That
Oh
would be-
yeah,
With
that
the
would be cool.
gauntlets and it looks so cool.
The crab mask, bigger crab mask.
It was funny. We were just talking about articulation. That every wave of the DC collectibles is changed from wave to wave. But the very thing that we were complaining about from Mattel was every single body book's the same. It's the same body on the same person, just a different head. So it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It'd be nice if there was a middle ground. Like, okay, here's the body for an adult. Here's the body for a kid. Here's the body for such and such, rather than at least DC Collectibles is at least going for the route of no two figures are exactly alike. You don't go, oh, that's the same arm from Batman as it is from Wonder Woman.
Well,
Yeah,
see, that's the thing. Like, a lot of Marvel Legends collectors will bitch and moan, DCUC suck because they use the same body mold. But that's not true. They have 13 different body molds.
And Hasbro uses the same body molds all the time too.
All the time. They do
Lucky
the same.
Cat.
How many times do they
Lucky
use the
Cat,
body
yeah.
mold? I love
Lucky
that
Cat,
mold.
yeah.
You know? It's so silly.
What did you guys think of the Spider-Man wave, the movie wave? Did you think it was good or sucked or?
I really liked it.
I have not bought any. I think, Livy, you have the whole collection now, don't you?
I have all of them except Electro and Black Cat. I
I know
love
we're not.
Black Cat, and I don't really care about Electro.
Well, we're not gonna. I don't want to talk about the movie because obviously I don't want to spoil it for Jason. But
Thank you.
I really want to mention something about Electro's look. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. There's no rush. But anyway, yeah, I thought the wave looked quite cool. Obviously, certainly the Spider-Man looked pretty cool.
My Spider-Man, I never did get a new one, but this all loose everything syndrome. It sucks.
That's really weird. Mine's fine. All of mine are pretty good. The figures from the wave.
I got him in one pose because that's the way he stands. He's all squatting and all with his spider arms out, but That's it. That's all he does. Does he fall over, or his legs are just too loosey-goosey?
I was lucky enough, in the same Marvel's Legends, I'm out of frame here, to pick up this hot little lady right here.
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Still eludes me.
This still bothers me, that she is one per case, just like any other Chase figure. Especially when you're doing a collect and connect. This goes back to the bat signal that, hey, I need this piece to complete my main droid or whatever the collect and connect is. And there's
Especially
only
the chest.
yeah, the chest.
You can't see anything without it.
That's the thing. It seems like they're one every other case. It doesn't even seem like it's one per case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what it is, though? It's the people that work at the stores that are buying them. Do you remember, is it J-Train 997? Doesn't he work in like a Walmart or a Target or something?
I thought so.
And he always used to mention that in the back room they would open the case and it'd be like, yoink, you know?
Yeah, they're like the new scalpers, the employees, you know.
Yeah, they're like rule eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean,
Yeah, we've talked about before, just having no rhyme or reason as to why they're packaging things the way they are. No figure company is, perfect or without fault, but consistency, I think, is the big name of the game. I think everybody just really wants is to keep everything in line. So if I buy one of these guys and you buy one of these guys, they're all exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah, just put an equal amount in the case.
Yeah.
I still understand why. And it seems like it's always female figures, too. It's always female figures.
Well,
I don't understand why.
It was always one of those I heard that they said, well, most guys don't want to buy female figures or kids don't really want to get female figures, so we just don't make a lot of those. Then I would say, then why are you making any at all? I mean, I think
Exactly.
it should be, but if that's your rationale for the reasons you don't make any, then as much, then just don't make any, period. I don't get that.
Like the ultimate tease.
Yeah. Oh, as far as collecting goes right at the moment, is there anything that's a must-have that you want, or did your must-have not happen now because of a broken QC issue? Anybody?
I'm still looking for that Black Widow.
I got my must-have. He's right here. So I wanted the Captain America movie, Legends.
that's a cool figure.
Yeah.
I haven't opened it up yet, but I love the movie. The movie was great. So
Did we ever talk about the movie, or?
No, let's do that right now.
I
Captain.
haven't seen the movie. No, I'm just kidding.
Movie was great. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I really want that Thunderbolts box set. That's the only thing.
Who's going to be
How much
announced?
is
Is that announced, or?
That thing's going for like almost $200 now.
Oh man,
Oh,
you're
okay.
kidding me. Wow,
Yeah.
that sucks. Well, my baby's crying.
Hello!
He
I'll be
wants a
back.
Thunderbolts box set too.
Yes, it does.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, buddy. While he's gone, then we'll talk about him. Oh, poor guy.
Quick, let's talk about Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, he can't hear over the crying. Anthony, what did you think of Captain America?
10 out of 10. Best comic book movie I've seen.
Anything stand out that you was like a favorite part, scene, anything?
Pretty much everything. I loved it.
Nice.
It was great. I think my favorite scene is when he comes out. He's on his motorcycle and he runs out, or he's on the motorcycle and he flies through the bridge after they're going after him,
Yeah.
and he just tears that plane. Just
Quinjet.
tears through that plane. And I was like, oh my god, that was amazing.
Anthony, stop making the baby cry.
I'm sorry. I'll do baby voice. Oh, you little baby. Oh, you little baby. Oh,
Mute.
be quiet, little baby.
Olivia, Captain America.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know about my favorite superhero movie, but it's definitely up there. And I felt like everything was just really strong. I wasn't like sitting there like, okay, this is really boring. Let's move on now. In any scene, I was really impressed with Bucky. I mean, like I've seen Sebastian Stan in like in other stuff, and including like Gossip Girl, and so I guess I didn't really like, expect too much from him, but that he did really well. Just overall, very, very good.
Stu.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, obviously, being a big DC fan, it's sometimes hard to say that Marvel got it right, but it was perfect. The acting. Chris Evans was born to play Captain America. It's so funny. I remember when he was first cast, when it's the Fantastic Four, and you thought, oh my god, he's been Cap, but you can tell he really lives and breathes the role. The amount of weight he put on, muscle, and he looked fantastic in that suit. Even just the action, I must admit, when I saw it first time, it was in 3D, and I actually preferred the 3D over the 2D. I felt like I could see what was happening more. But yeah, just like you, Anthony, the scene where he was escaping the Triskelion, that elevator scene was brilliant, wasn't it? Does anyone want to get off? And he just kicked the crap out of them all. And then he fell like 14 stories and landed on the shield, and he was hurt, but he just kept going. And all the way through the movie, there's only one nitpick I've got. Honestly, I mention this all the time, but it's a big nitpick in the movie. If anyone can explain it, fine. So they're having the big fight in the street with Winter Soldier, and he finds out it's Bucky, and spoilers. What? So anyway, they get captured by S.H.I.E.L.D. So they get totally captured by S.H.I.E.L.D., they take all their weapons, they take his backpack off him, and they get put in the back of a van. And then, of course, what's her name? Agent Hill, Maria Hill's in there, and she helps them escape. How do they get their shield and the wings and her bracelets and stuff back? How do they get them back? Because they weren't in the car with them, and they escaped through a hole in the floor when they arrived at the, whatever it was, wherever Nick Fury was, the dam. They didn't have their shield, they didn't have their backpack, and then a second later, let's go for action. They had all their weapons back. Where did they get them? Didn't S.H.I.E.L.D.
They were in the front seat.
Yeah, but why would you? Okay, we've captured Captain America. Put him in the back. Yeah, put him next to his shield.
Have him sit on his shield and think about what he did.
Yeah. Here, Falcon, here's your wings. No, it just didn't really make any sense. And I was like, oh my god, how's he going to get his shield? Because that was something I was really, all the way through the movie, I was always following the shield. When he threw it away, you're like, oh my god, how's he going to get it back? And it always just came back. But it really bugged me in the movie, and I was trying to think. It's just a minor thing. It's never ruined the movie. I loved it, but it really did bug me. Where did his shield and the wings come back from? And those wings would never have fit through the hole they cut in the bottom of the car. Anyway, good fun.
Jason, Captain, what do you think, buddy?
I didn't hear what you guys said, but I loved it. But did they ever explain why his shield was changing colors? Sometimes he had the blue one, and sometimes he had the red one. And
the red and blue one was he kept in his apartment, like it was like his older shield, I guess.
No, it's meant to be the same shield all the way through. He's meant to spray it for the mission, and then actually, what's funny? There's a behind-the-scenes picture. I don't know if you've seen this, but the fight with Bucky in the street when they were filming it, and he was just wearing his fatigues. There's a scene where they're filming it, and the shield is all blue, but there's red scrapes and stuff in it. So, when he's in his apartment and he picks it up and it's just perfectly red again, which didn't really make any sense. That scene where he's fighting Bucky on the rooftop, the shield was meant to be blue, and the blue the paint was meant to wear off. They just changed their mind, I think, and just made it all red. But he's only got the one shield because that's all the vibranium there is.
Yeah, see, I remember that from the movies, the first movie or something like that. So I was thinking, does he have two? No, that's not possible. So
I think the reason why they decided to go with the blue was because when Commander Rogers was wearing that suit, he had the that shield that was like a bracelet. Because he gave Bucky his shield, and Iron Man made him a plasma shield, I think it was called, and it would just kind of come out kind of like a hologram or whatever. But it was a plasma shield, and he had that. That's why he had the clear shield. So I think they were just trying to touch on that, I think, a little bit with not painting it. But
I thought they did it to sell more toys.
Comic.
I thought they did it to sell more toys. That's why I thought they did it.
There you go. One of my favorite parts was Falcon. I loved his portrayal in the movie. Probably one of my favorite scenes was towards the end as he and Cap are talking back and forth. The Cap is telling him, spoilers, that he was a friend of mine and saying, well, I'm going to go on and go to the next, thing or whatever it is. And Falcon's like, okay, when do we go? I like that instant, friendship that they have kind of established in the comics that Falcon's going to be his kind of new BFF, as it will. But the scene that I just kept thinking, my wife and I jog every now and then, and as I pass her, I go, on your left. She's like, shut up, Cap. I thought it was great. The scene that really made me laugh out loud was, I think, when the helicopter's trying to come around and pick up Falcon, and he's telling them what floor they're on, and it misjudges the floor. He's like, well, what if I'd have been on such and such floor? I just thought that was really kind of funny. Like, hold on. He's like, I'm running out of time, or I'm running out of floors, or whatever it was. I just thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, and Sam Jackson said, like, they don't have the floor numbers on the outside.
Yeah. That's right.
It's actually a nudge to the comic because it's actually they switched the characters. It wasn't Falcon. It was actually Black Widow, and I think there was, I can't remember which. I think it was a Cap or Cap issued, but anyway, it was Black Widow falling through a building, and she was like, "What floor are you?" Or she's like, "I'm on the 45th floor or whatever," and she flies out. And it's like the exact same scene, but they just switched characters. So it's,
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I like the scene where when he's like, "Don't look at me, man. I just do what he does, just a lot slower."
That's good.
And how cool was the Nick Fury Knight Rider scene? How cool was his car?
Yeah.
It was taken and it had like a Jarvis voice in it, and I loved that there was like 30 guys all firing machine guns, and the bullets were hitting everywhere, and it was like 79%, 78, 70, and it was only going down like 1% every 20 bullet hits. It was impenetrable. And then he said, activate flight conversion, like it could actually fly if it wasn't damaged. It's brilliant. Can you imagine the visual of his car just lifting up and flying away, and everyone's just looking?
Well, on that TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what's his name? Bill? Yeah, that can fly, so that's what I was expecting. Yeah.
That show's getting better.
Is it?
I've not watched any. I watched a clip the other night, and it kind of tied into Winter Soldier a bit. I saw they were watching the news, and it cut to the helicarrier smashing through the building.
Mm-hmm. I think Colby Smulders is going to be in a couple episodes because she's done with How I Met Your Mother now.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Let's not talk about that. That really cheesed me off.
I've not seen it. Yet.
No.
Spoil it.
Yeah, because that How I Met Your Mother ended?
No, the way they ended the show, but that's just
I've not seen it yet.
That's going to tick me off. So we're not going to talk about it. That'll just.
You didn't blew up in that show? That's how it ended. The whole
and the helicarrier.
Yeah, the helicarrier.
Yeah.
Doesn't she leave the show and join Stark?
So that's what
How I Met
Robin
Your
was
Mother?
doing with her career.
Yeah. So, if we're kind of at the end of our action figure discussion, how about we move on to our feature topic and get into some Batman Eternal? What do you guys say?
No.
Do it.
Let's talk about me.
Do it.
In the start of Batman's 75th anniversary, as I'm playing with my toys here, Batman Eternal is going to be a weekly series that I believe is going to run probably 52 issues. Knowing DC, they'll probably squeeze 53 or 54 or 60 out of us. But anyway, so the nice thing about, at least with the weekly series for me, rather than having to wait 30 days to find out what happens, we only have to wait a week. So, but I think after issue 4 here that we'll talk about in just a little bit, we'll start to follow separate characters that'll probably run month to month. So the whole story will continue to go through. So, did you guys have any thoughts or reservations when we first started this? What was your expectation level, and did issue 1 kind of live up to that? Let's start with Stu.
I really enjoyed it, to be honest. My biggest reservation was the fact it was going to be 52 issues. How could they possibly have enough content to keep it going for the year? The thing I was thinking of was Lost. Remember Lost? They said it was only designed to be 3 seasons, and they had to kind of figure out the middle seasons and pad it out. I was a bit worried that they didn't have enough content, but it is definitely a slow burn. I'm not going to make two bones about it. We'll obviously discuss the issues as they go along, but I must admit it's quite slow, but I'm really enjoying what's happening with the characters that are getting introduced, and obviously this is definitely a Gordon-centric story as well. I really like where it's taken his character, so I was a bit worried, but I'm really enjoying it so far.
Olivia.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know what to expect because as far as recent New 52 books have been going, I read Forever Evil, and I haven't really been reading much else, so it's kind of like at the moment, it's basically the only New 52 I'm reading, so I really didn't know like what was going on other than Forever Evil before it. But so far, it's been pretty good. I mean, it started off a little slow, but at the same time, it's like, more's going to happen, especially with the issue that we read before the first one that we talked about in the last show. So obviously stuff is going to go down. So yeah, no, it's been really good though, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how all the characters start to kind of come together and who's going to be playing what role, and I'm looking forward to it.
ODC, brother, what'd you think?
Yeah, I really like it. I think it's something different and cool that DC's doing. They're doing the weekly issues. It keeps you kind of on your toes and kind of keeps it fresh in your mind instead of waiting, like a month or a couple weeks for a new one to come out. So I like it. I'm enjoying it so far. I think I like the artists doing very well. I like all the covers and everything. Especially this month being Batman's technically his birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Batman! But yeah, no, I really like it. It's really nice. I like how they started it off with. Are we doing spoilers on here, or should I not say anything?
Yeah, I did want to say that we're going to spoil and talk about anything. So this will be the point in the show. If you have not read these 4 issues, we're going to talk about everything in detail. Or if you don't care, then listen. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll include spoilers then. But a couple things I liked in just the first issue. It felt like the intro to a movie.
Yeah.
Like you have no idea what's going on, and Gordon has just killed somebody and he thinks it's a hallucination, and it's like he's like, oh my God, now it's like he's almost reached rock bottom at this point by murdering somebody that he doesn't think had a gun, or he doesn't know had a gun, or he was whatever. But it's a really nice start off with Gordon. I think I really like it, and then the Falcone reveal.
You're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Now we spoiled it.
That's it. And the discussion's over. We're done.
We're done.
I know Jason's not said anything yet, but I mean, I've got loads of notes for episode 1 or issue 1 I want to talk about, but we'll go to Jason first because I've not heard his thoughts.
Yeah, what do you think?
Funny how Anthony said it starts off like a movie. I compare it to starting off like a soap opera because it starts off really exciting at first. The very first page you see is Gotham like burning, and Bruce is tied to the bat signal, right?
Yeah.
And then that's cool. Then the whole subway thing with Gordon. And I always loved Gordon. And I like that they draw him as a young Gordon in the New 52, not the old Gordon that couldn't do anything and just had a hard time as a kid. But then after the subway kind of blows up, and then it just kind of winds down like in the middle, like in the soap opera. And then that's it. I'm like, what happened? But thank goodness it's a weekly series. So but that's the way to me the stories are like. It's really exciting at the first. They give you like, oh, what the hell's going on moment, like in a movie or soap opera, and then you're like, you get interested, and like right in the middle, to me, it just kind of goes, it kind of dives down. So I like it. I'm still reading it. If there's 52 weeks, 52 issues, if it doesn't pick up by the 51st issue, I'll drop it if it doesn't pick up by then.
I'm with you. I'm the same way. You know what? I'll do one better. I'll drop it at 50. How about 50? That? Okay. Before you get to your notes, Stu, I think maybe all of us kind of have a few things we're talking about this first issue. I really enjoyed it. That very first page that we were talking about is the him getting tied up, and I like the line here that says, "I have taken everything from you, Bruce. watch, Bruce. Watch as you lose everything. So right away, I'm trying to figure out, who's talking to him. Is it Catwoman? I think probably at this stage of the game, it could be somebody we haven't even seen. So
I think it's Alfred. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I had it uptaken here. I'm not washing another silver tray again. Yeah, issue 1 really had me wanting more, and I wasn't thinking right away we were going to start off with a bang and have Commissioner Gordon get arrested by the guy he just hired. Would be Jason Bard or Bard, which I think is what his name is. So, what a few notes did you have there, Stu?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, they are. I mean, I think the first 3 issues are by Jason, is it Fabok? I think his name is. Yep. Fabok, he is absolutely brilliant. And the reason I'm mentioning his art is I don't like the art in issue 4, but we'll talk about that. But Jason Fabok's art is absolutely breathtaking. As you said, just to reiterate, it starts the first scene, Gotham's on fire. As you said, the bat symbol's been carved into his chest, which I think is a really visual thing, that someone's carved the bat symbol in his actual chest and it's bleeding.
That would hurt.
And one of the lines that I really picked up on when he's hanging there is, whoever's done it is saying, all your allies have been slaughtered, which is a pretty, they've been slaughtered. So I'm obviously, whether they're obviously not dead, but it's just a really provocative line. Like you, Rob, I don't know who was actually talking. It reminds me of the intro to the Arkham City game? When it was oh god, who was it? Doctor Strange, Hugo Strange talking. Yeah. But I totally agree. It's like the beginning of a movie. And it reminded me of Mission Impossible 3. Remember that scene where he's obviously getting tortured at the beginning and you don't know what's going on, and then suddenly, you find out later what happens. But what else did I have? I was going to ask you guys about Jason Bard. I've not read New 52, and I wasn't sure if he was an existing character, but obviously not. Professor Pig. I don't think I've ever read anything with Professor Pig in it, personally. So I don't know what his powers are. Does he have any powers?
No powers.
Tastes like
bacon. He's just out of absolute he wants to torture.
I think what Anthony just said. He's a torturer. In the Dick Grayson Batman Damian series of the first Batman and Robin series, Professor Pig was one of the first big villains that they fought. And Professor Pig has a twisted version of trying to make everybody beautiful, and by beautiful, he disfigures them horribly.
Was that... Yeah, because they kept mentioning Dollatron. Is that what a Dollatron is? Someone that's been turned into a doll?
Yeah, gives them doll faces.
Jeez. What else did I have? Oh, yeah, and I don't think anyone's mentioned this. The first appearance of Batman in the story, he comes smashing through the roof in a robotic armoured suit that looks like Azrael. It has the red slit for the eye, and I thought that was really cool. What else? Penny One. I thought that was a really cool code name for Alfred. He keeps calling him Penny One. Yep. Although it's a bit too close to his name. If you suspected Bruce Wayne and he kept talking to Penny One and his butler was called Pennyworth. But yeah, I thought it was quite cool. Major Forbes, has he been in New 52, the kind of assholey new commissioner guy?
No, he's brand new to the story as well.
Oh, okay. The last note I had was how amazing the double-page spread of the actual train crash was. It was amazing. Batman grabs Gordon and he tells everyone to get down, and as I said, Fabok's art was just brilliant. Really, really drew me in. And I can't wait to find out what's actually happened. Because we didn't mention in the story, but Gordon actually shoots a perp or tries to shoot past him, and Gordon says something like it went right through. Did it go right through him? Because it wasn't really clear in the art what was happening to the bullet. Anyway, but he caused the train crash, which he obviously didn't cause. But people are actually dead. You see the body bags, so people have died. But yeah, that was all I had for issue 1. I thought it was a really good start. There was a lot of subtle comments and things which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I like Sawyer in this one. Captain Sawyer.
Oh yeah.
I like her in this one. What else? I wanted to say something else. Go ahead.
No, something that I thought was pretty cool is the kind of the formality that they're going through of, okay, we have to read you your rights, and Gordon's basically, this Bard through, like, you just go ahead, do what you're supposed to do, and the kid feels bad for having to take in the police commissioner, and of course, everybody right away is like, nope, he's a perp. We're making him do the walk, and that it's I don't know. It struck me as I thought something like this may happen in issue 13 or issue 14.
Yeah.
That we're starting right off this way. We've already taken Commissioner Gordon right out of the story, basically, as far as Batman having his most probably trusted ally, aside from the Robins and Alfred.
Yeah. Well, that's it. He is his biggest ally in the police force, and he's already out of the picture. So that's like the first pawn or the first, I don't know, chess piece off the board. And you can tell. I think every maybe 4 or 5 episodes, someone else is going to be taken out of commission. Batgirl, Robin, Alfred, to the point where, as you said, all your allies are slaughtered, and he's hanging on the bat symbol. Who has the strength to do that to Batman?
Better
yeah,
than Bane, I'll say that. Enough is enough with him.
One of the things I liked, and this is kind of skipping to issue 2, but I loved that there's a montage at the beginning of everyone hearing about Gordon being arrested. And I really loved some of the people. Like, it showed Red Hood in a bar with his mask drinking, and he just went, damn. You saw it on the TV.
I didn't drink with that mask on.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. He's sitting there with a drink in his hand, looking at the TV. Damn, I wanted to ask you guys, who's Cullen? There's two. There's a girl and a guy in a hotel room, and she says, "Holy crap, sticks, Cullen."
It's Harper Row and her brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. Since you brought up issue 2, Olivia, what do you think of issue 2?
Issue 2. Go to someone else.
Okay.
I need to open it.
Okay. Well, I'll take this. I'll take a stab at issue 2. My favorite scene was just seeing Red Robin in it, and he's battling battling a set of robots or droids or whatever, and he's talking to Alfred while he's fighting, and Alfred says, "Oh, I'm sorry, is this a poor time?" He's like, "No, that's fine. Just fighting some robots." And it says, "Well, who sent him on it?" He's like, "Well, I did." He's trying to work out his tactics with robots that he had set designed to kill him.
Is this something that's happened before? Like, is it going on in Teen Titans or something?
Yeah, Red Robin will sometimes put the Titans through like simulator training stuff, and it'll take the fail-safe off, but we'll tell them the fail-safe's on, so
okay.
fight better. So, I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, this one I thought was really good, and this is the first appearance of a spoiler, Falcone, coming into the New 52. So Falcone or Falcone, I guess that's how you could say it. And then Catwoman makes her appearance in this as well. So I thought this was another really solid issue.
What did you guys think of Batman going to see Gordon? I absolutely loved that scene. Gordon's in prison, and obviously he's starting to doubt himself, and Batman won't for a second even accept that he might have done something wrong. He's trying to say that it could be like toxin, or he absolutely flat out refuses to believe it, and he's coming up with all these alternative options that, Professor Pig must have done this to you. And Gordon's thinking, you know what, I'm just a man. I've had 5 hours sleep in the last, God, however many days it's been. But I just love that kind of loyalty that Batman always trusts Gordon. Regardless how bad things get, he knows Gordon's like a straight edge. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, it was good. It was like almost like Gordon seemed to he was like, sometimes humans make mistakes, you know what I mean? Like, everybody does that. He's almost kind of accepting it in that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, jumping ahead now to issue 4, it's the same thing with Batgirl, who refuses up in an instant to believe as well. And Gordon just seems to he just keeps doubting himself more and more. I'm wondering, what is it going to take, or who is it going to take to convince him that, no, you didn't do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take a lot for him. And, that scene, jump into 4 real quick. Sorry, I don't mean to, but I want to touch on that since you brought up Batgirl. It seems like Batgirl's almost acting more like Batman, and Batman's almost acting more like Batgirl would, trying to calm her down. He's trying to calm her down, and she's like, "No, I will not accept this." And she's like, punches him in the face, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Wasn't that a strong image where Batman swoops in and she's standing there with blood dripping off her yellow glove? Yeah. She's got blood dripping off all her knuckles. But once again, I know we're skipping ahead, but I thought that was great.
Yeah, that was good.
What did you think, Jason?
It to me it has that same pace as the first one. Starts off really good, then a couple pages kind of dies down. I'm not too familiar with this Blackfire character.
Yeah, I was going to ask about
That's
that.
Phosphorus Rex.
Okay, who's that? I don't know him either.
He was a part of Professor Pig's group.
Oh, okay.
He was like he's kind of like a C or D list villain. But that was
Is he like Human Torch, or what is he, just burn?
No, well, he's his whole body is constantly on fire.
That would suck.
Yeah, but the thing is he wears a suit. He used to wear like a suit. What was it? I think pre-New 52. He used to wear a suit all the time, and like his head would be on fire, his hands would be on fire.
Hey, I hope he doesn't pick up a Bizarro figure.
Yeah. May blow up in his hand.
Explode everywhere. There'd be limbs everywhere.
The art in this issue is really solid. I love the way they draw Batman, Catwoman in this, and also I love the thing I did not like about this issue. Okay, to me I was surprised it was Falcone, or however you pronounce his name, but his suit, he has a Rose T-shirt. How?
Yeah.
I did not like that. I almost said, okay, I'm not going to read this book anymore.
Well, then you know
It bothered me. I could have. I don't think any guy could pull a Rose T-shirt. Anyway, that's my biggest complaint.
What's the matter with Rose T-shirts over here, huh?
You don't give him a suit, man. You got a jacket, give him a shirt and tie. Good Lord, man.
Well,
Unless you're Steel singing "Kiss from a Rose" and Batman Forever soundtrack, that's the only thing.
Didn't you notice that the guy that Gordon was shooting at in the subway, he had a rose tattoo on his head. Obviously, he's meant to be in Falcone's gang.
Yeah.
So I take it isn't the rose his thing?
Yeah, they all have like rose tattoos on their heads or whatever.
Don't wear the shirt, man. Come on, get a tattoo.
Get a neck tattoo, but don't wear the shirt.
Exactly.
I was gonna. Oh, sorry, Ellen.
Sorry. Well, I was gonna say in issue 2, I really like the exchange between Catwoman and Batman.
Oh yeah.
How she's just being her usual self, and then you start to understand the gravity of the situation when like she's like, no, like why are you afraid? What's wrong? And then they show it's Falcone, and you're like this is where it begins.
Did you see the look on her face? She looks absolutely terrified, and obviously the scratch on his face.
Right.
I'm guessing she gave him that scratch.
Oh.
In issue 4, this is skipping ahead again, but there's a scene where he's talking to Batman, Falcone, and he puts his hand on his scars and he says he's going to settle old debts, and that's I'm going to kill Catwoman or whatever, But
the thing that's sorry, Stu. I keep thinking to 28 to thinking where Catwoman was when we read her in the preview issue, where she's obviously the crime boss. So she must have a confrontation with Falcone at some point. That she ended up taking over this whole entire thing. So it was kind of interesting to see her be her playful self, like Olivia said, with Batman, and her to be afraid. But the last show we did, she was in complete control of the situation. It was kind of like the dun-dun-dun moment. It's Catwoman's in control. Or not even go by Catwoman, it's Selena Kyle. She's dropped the Catwoman persona. So
not only that, but isn't she in charge of the Iceberg Club? So, I mean, obviously she's taken over Penguin's action as well.
Right.
One of the things that I don't think anyone's mentioned is that the Spectre's in the issue. It has to be the Spectre, because he turns up in the subway and the cop tries to get rid of him, and he looks in her eyes and you see skulls in his eyes, and I thought it was maybe Mysterious, what's his name, Mysterious Phantom Stranger. But then when he says, "Trust me, I know about evil," and if you look at his silhouette, he's got the Spectre hood. I don't know if you picked up on that. If you look in the issue, it's he's got the Spectre silhouette.
Is that in issue 2? Oh yeah.
Yeah, issue 2. If you look at his silhouette, you can see the sort of tip of the Spectre. I think it is anyway.
Oh, I saw the skulls in his eyes, and I thought about the Spectre, but I didn't know about.
Wait, when he touches Phosphorus Rex?
No, earlier. No, about 2 pages earlier, when he's in the subway, his eyes glow green, and he says, "Trust me, I know about evil." But if you look at his shadow, it's like it looks like the Spectre to me.
I guess the only thing here, because like it almost looks like his hairline, but he doesn't have that tip coming off the front.
That's a good call. I didn't even.
Yeah, Stu.
That's definitely the Spectre, because he shaped.
I actually
Jake
read
shifts
the
into
comic.
that cop. I forgot the cop's name. What the heck's the cop's name?
Oh yeah.
He shifts into.
Let's look at it.
Wow.
That was a
Good
good call.
call, Stu. This is coming from the Superman fan points out the Spectre in a Batman comic. What is wrong? We got to turn our Batman cards and give them to a Superman fan. What's going on?
I know.
See, I might be wrong. It just kind of made sense. The skulls and then the...
No, I had read somewhere online that the Spectre makes an appearance, and so I was going back and forth, and like you said, Stu, looking at that picture in the shadow, I think that is definitely supposed to be the Spectre.
Well, the reason, just what does the Spectre do? Doesn't he go to people that have been wrongly killed to avenge them, like the Crow or something like that? I mean, he's at the and he's at the subway with all those dead bodies. So I mean, I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Good job.
Have anything on issue 2?
Because there was a lot of cameos in here, like a lot of good, like obviously you got Alberto Falcone in here. You have you got Catwoman. Obviously now that we just pointed out the Spectre, you got Phosphorus Rex. You have a lot of people with their first appearances in here.
Well, we have, going from the splash page and like the second page, we have Batgirl, Harper Row and Colin, Red Hood, Jason Todd, Fox, that's Batwing, Batwoman, and Red Robin. So those are the main players so far from the Bat family that have made their first entrance into the universe. So
It was a big issue, and it doesn't really seem like a big issue. As Jason said, it is quite a slow enough. When we get onto issue 3, I thought issue 3 was pretty slow. There was not much that happened, but behind the scenes, I think each issue's got a lot in each panel. And you know this is going to be one of these books where you really have to pay attention. There's going to be lots of callbacks 20 issues earlier. You know, remember that scene or that exchange. But yeah, I thought it was a good issue. I thought issue 2 was really good.
Yeah, just to tag on what you said there, I'm really hoping, you know, they'll put the little like editorial notes. They'll say, "Hey, this is in reference to issue 4, Jimmy." You know,
Yeah, those asterisks and yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm really surprised you say that you thought issue 3 was slow, Stu. Because
you know what? Yeah.
Something big happens.
Yeah.
The stuff.
Yeah. Olivia, since you're the female in this, why don't you run with the returning character in issue 3 that we've been dying.
Right off the bat, someone is wearing a purple hoodie. I wonder who it could be.
What?
What?
I mean, it's pretty exciting to see the return of Stephanie, and like right away, it's like, okay, what is she doing? And it's already on this, like the second page. What is happening? Like, okay, so she finds out her dad is Clue Master, and it's a very similar origin to her original origin, as opposed to some New 52 characters.
Red Robin.
Wally West. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about Stephanie Brown from pre-New 52, but it's still like exciting to me because I know a lot of people do appreciate her, and I'm happy to see that someone's being treated fairly in the New 52, and she seems like she's gonna be a big player in this book. So I don't know. I thought this issue had a lot going on.
Yeah. How'd you like the Anthony had said a D-list character? I think a Z-list Batman character makes his appearance.
Yes.
Signal Man is sitting in the back of the table.
And Lockup.
Oh yeah, and Lockup. Yeah. So I thought that was really cool that we get some of those. I just watched an interview with Scott Snyder, and they were saying anybody that's ever been a major or even minor Batman character is going to have some part, whether it be a large part or a kind of the cameo part. But the way they were kind of talking, that they may throw some of these people and try to bring them up to B or D listers at best. So,
you're telling me King Tut is going to be a D-list character from now on?
Yes. King Tut will get a New 52. He's going to put out Maxie Zeus.
Yes, Maxie Zeus. Thank you.
Just to defend myself, the only reason because I don't know who Stephanie Brown is at all, and so obviously I knew the basics of. Yeah, I know. Well, we spoke about Spoiler before, and obviously Cluemaster and stuff, but I didn't really know the storyline. But I did think it was an amazing visual. Like, imagine going down to your basement and having 5 supervillains just sitting at a table in your basement, and their costumes were so funny. But yeah, I mean, okay, in hindsight, you know, it's probably going to be quite a pivotal thing, especially with what we learn in issue 4 about her mother as well. I thought that was really interesting.
That was
But
cool.
I only made 2 notes about the whole issue, just really quick. The Penguin looks fantastic. He looks just like his Batman Returns look. Really green-skinned with a massive nose, and well, I know that's pretty much Penguin anyway, but he really looked similar to the Danny DeVito look.
Minus the
and
fin hands, so you don't have the fin hands.
No,
yeah, exactly.
Right.
And what else was
very
there?
good swimmer.
My French flipper trick. No, I thought it was pretty scary that Falcone's already got the police commissioner in his pocket. You know, at issue 3, Falcone's pretty much in charge of the police.
Remember, Stu, you flush it, we flaunt it.
A lot of type.
I'm Fred's hand. When I'm getting the body parts. For those that maybe this is for Stu here, and anybody else that may not know, Stephanie Brown was mainly featured in the Tim Drake Robin series. Was Tim's off again, on again girlfriend. I think she was pregnant and I think had an abortion or miscarriage. I think in the New 52, or not New 52, in the old continuity. So I'm kind of curious to see once Tim Drake fully comes in, if he and Steph, if their paths are crossed, that'll make me really happy as a Stephanie Brown fan, that more of her origin is going to stay true. So yeah, that'll be cool. And then she became Robin for a short time, Batgirl, and then she died in the old continuity before she became Batgirl. So there's a brief Stephanie Brown history for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I can't imagine that she and Tim won't, cross paths and become somehow involved in this, because they said Tim was going to be a major character in Batman Eternal.
Right.
I'm sure they will, because she's going to be a major character, it seems like.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you guys about New 52 Batman in general. What is his relationship with the police? Because obviously the end of this issue is the police are, starting a war on Batman. I know Gordon's always really helpful with Batman, but how is the police kind of situation with Batman in New 52? How does that?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's weird because there's no Montoya yet. That's strange. But she hasn't been introduced yet. I'm surprised. But I don't know. Like, I'm obviously that commission, the interim commissioner is corrupt, and he was talking to Falcone. So that's the reasoning behind that. But I'm pretty sure Sawyer is probably neutral on it. I don't think he cares for Batman too much, but I don't think she really is bothered by him too much either.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly just Gordon, and that's about it. And because what's the new guy's name? Bard? I don't think he really, he just got to the city and he just started the job, so I don't even think he knows anything about Batman. He hasn't even met him, so.
Maybe that's a red herring. Maybe Bard's the guy that's tied him up on the bat signal at the end. You never know.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the consensus most for the New 52 is it's kind of weird with a 0 year going on. It's kind of like Batman's first foray in. So before that, I think they've been kind of tolerant, and Gordon's been kind of this guy's helping us, and with the whole Justice League and Darkseid coming to Earth, I think that's kind of warmed people over a little bit. But I still think for the heroes, for the most part, they're still not really trusting of them. So I think Gordon walks like that fine line of, as long as Gordon says that, we can trust this guy, it's fine. But I think, as we clearly see, once he's in jail, the new interim's like, okay, all-out war. And I thought it was kind of cool that they draw like the 89 Bat logo, or the old traditional Bat logo.
Yeah, that was good.
Kind of cool. Something I did want to point out here, sorry, real quick, was Damian's outfit is in the Batcave. I don't know if anybody noticed it, but the Batman costume that's right next to it, that's Michael Keaton's Batman belt.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
A kind of cool little touch there. So.
A nice little callback to the Batman 75 animated short where you had all the different Batman suits at the end, the robots that were attacking.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's so cool. Can I just say really briefly how cool the Batmobile is? I know that the Batmobile was always pretty cool, but I love this version of the Batmobile. It's very, very smart.
Yeah, the cover is excellent. The Batmobile going through that explosion. I was like, wow, that's really cool. That'd be a cool poster to have.
Yeah, it would. I love the artwork in the first 3 issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I mean, moving on to issue 4's artwork, I don't like it at all. And I like simplified art. It has its place. I just didn't like... I mean, if you compare it to Fabok's art to... Is it Nagayan? Dustin Nagayan?
Nagayan.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Dustin.
Right.
That was
the
like
guy.
the same kind of artwork that was in the pre-issued for Eternal.
Yeah, Zero,
I wasn't a big fan of it. Yeah, no.
Well, you know what? It reminds me of Mike Mignola. You know Mignola's work for Hellboy? It looks really similar.
Yes. People that read Little Gotham, this is the guy that drew Little Gotham.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of reminds me of anime a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's okay, but I definitely do prefer the first 3 issues.
Yeah.
It was just really jarring, I think, going from one to the other. That often, I know that happens in comics all the time. You know, every few issues they swap over. But it was the little things that annoyed me. Like Batman, for the most part, has so little detail on him. But characters like Commissioner Gordon and Barbara, they've got so much detail in their costume. But Batman, I don't know. I know that's a stylistic choice. But it just, I don't know. It just seemed pretty jarring that some characters had a lot of detail drawn in them and others didn't.
Yeah.
And the punch on Batman was well drawn. You know, his lips moving to one side. She punches him twice, and he just catches her fist the third time because I'm Batman.
Because I'm Batman.
That happens.
That's what I do. I catch fish and deliver them to faces.
What was that, Jason?
That happens a lot. You know that joke they always see Batman slapping Robin. I've seen where Dick has hit Bruce in the Batcave. Now Batgirl's hitting Batman. That's just a common thing in that family. I don't. That's
yeah.
Alfred they're very punchy.
Yeah, punchy. But what's going on in this? Look at the cover. Batman's looking toward us. Batgirl's looking toward him. That cover really doesn't make any sense. That really bothers me.
That's Batman saying, I'm kicking a chick.
Batman's at least looking at Batgirl.
Yeah.
He's got a batarang in his hand, too.
It does?
Yeah, you know what was pretty cool, and she does as well. I thought the attack on Falcone's sort of penthouse was really well done. If you watch the art, it's really subtle, but in one shot, Batman's got a batarang between his fingers, and the next shot, the villain's arm is up. You don't see it, but there's blood spraying out his arm. And in the next shot, he's got a batarang sticking out like his bicep. He put it right through his arm.
Oh, yeah. Gross.
Yeah.
I like how you have Superman there with you.
Say again?
I like how you have Superman there with you.
Yeah, I'm just sitting playing with a little Superman thing as I'm talking. It helps me
Hello,
concentrate.
Superman. How are you?
This is really cool. It's like a really hyperposable thing. But yeah, so I just thought it was great. Of course, the Batwing, once again, you notice up in the ceiling you see the Batwing. It looked too simplified to me. It was like, it wasn't even a bat shape. It just had 2 big circles on the bottom.
Yeah.
It looked better in issue 3. If you look at the Batcave, it's kind of up in the corner.
That was cool. Yeah. And that Batcave looked sweet. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Hey, if you look on, like Rob was talking about, there's Damien's costume in there. It's hanging in there in the Batcave in issue 3. Where's the pants at? There's no pants. What's going on there?
He pooped his pants, guys, when he died.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes that happens. When people die, they poop their pants.
Batman's pants, but there's no. I don't know what's going on in that family.
They're in the dryer, okay?
Oh, okay. But he's been dead all this time now. Come on. You think they'd be dry by now?
Alfred's got his hands full with a lot of other things. He's got
All right.
laundry.
I got you.
Texted me that the other day. I gotta finish the laundry.
Just really briefly, I know it's totally changing the subject, but how sad was it that Ephraim Zimbalist died, the voice of Alfred from the animated show?
Yeah, that's too bad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was 95. He had a good life. You know, that's
old.
Yeah.
He
Um,
must have been like 70 during the show.
Yeah,
probably.
pretty much, yeah.
I like the I think the word I want to use is dichotomy, the switch of personalities between Batman and Batgirl.
Yeah.
That she's in the whole, it would be totally in Batman's character to be punching people like crazy and somebody like Batgirl. Well, that kind of happened in the Batman Batgirl issue after Damian died.
Yeah.
Barbara trying to calm him down. It's almost, this is kind of the reverse switch where I almost kind of get that from Barbara. Like, you had your moment to grieve. Now this is, my opportunity. So where Batman's kind of playing more the back seat of like, all right, I'm going to let you go, but I don't necessarily think you're going about this the right way.
Yeah. So. It's weird really seeing him as the voice of reason, because after Damian died, you were so used to seeing him just kind of fly off the handle.
Right.
Especially with that one issue with Red Hood when he's just like, let's go beat some ass. Red Hood's like, all right, that's what I do. Let's go.
Virginia, the kids are beating ass again.
Don't get the belt out. Don't get the belt.
There was something else.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was flipping pages. Go for it.
I was just saying, I just love Batgirl's costume. It just looks so good.
Yeah.
I wish they would have left her cape purple. I don't know why that bothers me still. I liked the New 52 figure we got from Mattel with the purple cape. Then they changed it to yellow, which is fine. But
is it yellow on both sides or yellow just on the inside?
On the inside. And I think maybe with Stephanie Brown, maybe that's why they were probably going to bring her in. Since you mentioned it, Olivia, do you want to talk about the reveal for Stephanie's mom?
That surprised me.
Same here. And that was not in the old continuity.
Very dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
There's slapping going on in Batman's family, but there's some punching going on in Stephanie's family.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I think Stephanie Brown's gonna have a lot of trouble in this comic to deal with.
What's Cluemaster's powers? Is he like the Riddler, that kind of thing? What does he do?
Yeah, he's almost like a Z-list knockoff of the Riddler, if I'm understanding that right. It's more, they're more clues than they are riddles.
Yeah, okay.
He leaves clues at a crime scene as towards the Riddler. Riddler like leaves a riddle before he does the crime to get Batman to try and figure out what the crime's gonna be. But Cluemaster like does the crime and then leaves a clue after.
Yeah, who made that character? That's the
dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Why would you ever want to leave a clue behind if you're a criminal?
Especially in a city where Batman is there.
Yeah. Like special needs Riddler.
Yeah, it's not like the police can arrest you. Batman's going to beat your ass.
Short bus Riddler.
I don't know if Olivia caught this or not. How much of the Forever Evil stuff have you read?
Nothing.
I read the main storyline and then like Argus, Arkham War, Rogues Rebellion, and I read up to like issue 6 or something that the end, the real end, whatever. But I know it went past that. I haven't read that.
Okay. That the warden for the prison is Warden Zabardis. That she was in the Arkham War, so she makes an appearance there. So as Gordon and her were working side by side to try and fight Arkham, Gordon is now being turned. Is he at Blackgate or is he at? He's at Blackgate, yeah.
Blackgate.
So I don't know if you caught the rogues that are in here. There's the Emperor Penguin that is talking to Gordon. That was in Detective Comics. And then the Wrath that was also in Detective Comics, which, little side note, one of the very first Batman comics I ever bought featured the Wrath, and he was like a purple version of Batman. I just thought that was really kind of cool. But anyway.
Wow.
Who was Leo? Does anyone know who Leo is? In the comic.
The big hairy guy.
The big hairy guy.
Are you talking about the comic?
Yeah, no, I don't know who the guy is.
I don't know.
Hello there, Blackgate. I don't know who that is. So.
No, I I'm not sure who Leo is. I can look it up.
Mr. Leone?
I don't think he's supposed to be known yet.
No,
Yeah.
neither
Okay.
do I.
I don't know. They say it because they write like Mr. Leone in the same way they write all the other names as if we're supposed to know him. But I'm not. I don't.
I think that may be just an artistic choice, as just,
Right.
you know, that's how I kind of take that. So
You
we're
guys- oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to think of some not spoilers, but some sort of predictions as to what's going to happen. Is there? I'd like to think Batman's going to break him out against his will, because he's never going to survive a couple of weeks in that prison just from what you saw from the entrance, and they pretty much said he's going to die. And it's totally Batman's still to actually break Gordon out of prison for his own good. I don't know if it'll happen, certainly, but I'd like to see something like that, and Gordon wanting to go back in because he thinks he deserves to be there.
Right.
Anyway, that was just something that popped in my head.
I think Leo is this Batman villain named Ratman. His name is Leonardo.
What do you mean?
Batman, Catman.
There's a Batman villain called the Ratcatcher, which would kind of make sense.
There's another one right here, and it says his name is Leo Ortolani. Leo Ortolani.
I think Ratman was a lot easier.
Yeah.
Let's go with that one.
So it could be him. I don't know. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
But so 4 issues down. What did you guys think so far? I mean, now that I know I kind of read through them again, and there were things right before the show that I kind of re-picked up on. So I'm kind of excited for Wednesday. I'm really kind of excited for 2 weeks because that'll be Red Robin's first issue into the series. I'm kind of curious where Dick Grayson's going to fit into this. Do you guys know about the comic that's coming out?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it or not?
No, let's do it.
You
Okay.
mean Dick Grayson, Summer Soldier?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a big pet peeve I have with solicitations, and DC Comics does it, and I think Marvel does it too, where they'll solicit something 2 or 3 months ahead of time, right in the middle of a story that's going on. So everybody's so afraid that they're going to kill Dick Grayson, and so it's going to be like he's dead to the public, but he's not going to be Nightwing anymore. He's going to be Winter Soldier Grayson as a
Summer Soldier.
Yeah, Summer Soldier. There you go.
This is a happy soldier.
Yeah. So, do you guys have any? I'm disappointed that Forever Evil 7 isn't out, that we can kind of see what's going to happen for the wrap up. I just picked up Batman vs. Bane. That's an aftermath of Forever Evil, but Forever Evil hasn't officially wrapped yet. How's that possible? So anyway,
When does 7 come out?
7 I think will be out next week. I think. So the final issue of Forever Evil should be next week if the guy at the comic shop was right. So, and I think it was due to the art. They were wanting to do this big gatefold thing that's supposed to open up. So, and there's supposed to be a memoriam issue for Nightwing. So I don't know what that's all about, but anyway. Any thoughts on Grayson being? I don't see that series being done very well. I'm a big Nightwing fan, Dick Grayson fan, but I don't know if I want to read a spy Dick Grayson that uses a gun.
I'm not feeling it. I'm really surprised because when I found out about it, I was reading like a big long thread of people's opinions on it on like Comic Book Resources or something, and a lot of positive feedback. People who were like really excited for this series. I thought it'd be mostly people saying, this is crap, like nobody's gonna like it, and I'm really surprised that I'm like in the minority here of people who are not looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm hoping that the guns are maybe not actual guns. Maybe they're like, I don't know, stun guns or something. Who knows? But it's just all very disappointing.
They got horse tranquilizers.
Somebody compared his look to Tom Cruise from Mission
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah, he does look very Tom Cruise.
His literal face, they were like, they drew Tom Cruise.
Yeah, maybe he's holding. Maybe he's holding Scientology blasters. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Bibles.
Mm.
And then he makes them pay for them right after.
We
That-
only kill the body thetans.
That'll be $25, please.
Yeah. I bet you he's not going to be a summer soldier very long. Maybe about a year. You know, look at, Superman was dead for a while. They brought him back. Batman was gone for a while because his back was broke. They brought him back. So I'm pretty sure this is just like a summer thing. So, his summertime romance will end and he'll go back to Nightwing. Because they even made Wonder Woman some kind of super agent one time. When she was wearing that white and blue outfit, if I remember right.
Yeah.
It didn't work. I don't know why DC always recycles some of these stories because they don't work. Just leave Nightwing alone. Come on, stop. Actually, just leave all the Robins alone. Come on.
Yeah, right.
That's where I'm at. Go leave these guys on my shelf alone. Go pick on a Green Lantern. Go pick on one of the fish swimmers.
That's because he fucking hates Nightwing.
Well,
The Dio, dude. He hates him.
we've lost. I mean, if you look at it, all the Robins have been messed with in the New 52. Dick now is going to get a lobotomy and be a different person. They killed Damian off. Jason Todd's origin is now kind of tied into the Joker, and Tim Drake is kind of Tim,
Messed up.
sorta. So
Right.
something I did want to say, speaking of changing, I haven't had a chance to ask you, Stu. What do you think of Supergirl becoming a Red Lantern?
Actually, I think it's quite good. Because when I first was reading Supergirl, and I've not read all of it, but she was too angry. She was too emo-like and a chip on her shoulder. And I've actually the issues that I've not read. I've actually been watching Captain Logan. Geek Evolution. I've been watching his reviews of them, and obviously, apparently Guy Gardner, he's obviously like a bit of an asshole and stuff and really angry. And when he became kind of head of the Red Lanterns, he really turned a corner and he's much more centered and calm. And there's no doubt in my mind that's what's going to happen to Kara whenever she takes the ring off, which I know she's not meant to be able to do. But when she takes the ring off, I think she'll be more like pre-52 Kara. She'll be much more happy and a bit more serene. So I like the way it's going. I mean, I like her look as well. I'd love to see her in a figure with no QC issues. But I think it's a good thing to do with the character. Once again, like Jason said, very temporary. Give it 6 months, a year. Take the ring off and just make her classic Kara again.
What about Superboy?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Is he dead right now? I mean, I've not read that far.
I haven't read it. I've just read about it. But
Yeah.
Teen Titans sounds like a big mess right now.
Yeah, I am somebody that has stayed on the Teen Titans. Matter of fact, I've got it right here, issue 30, the next to last issue. Superboy was killed by future Superboy, would be Superman and Lois's child, John Lane Kent, I think is what they're calling him. So he's an evil version that's pretending to be like Khan Superboy, if you get all that wrapped up. So the current issue that's right now, the Teen Titans have been transported back to Earth after the crime syndicate sent them into time. And supposedly either John or Khan is going to come back and defeat John. See, it's making my head hurt trying to keep
It's the wrath of God.
although I did, as much as I like Superboy's all-black costume with the black or the red piping on it, I like the evil Superboy's costume better.
What is it? I've not seen it.
Is it new? I haven't seen it.
Yes, I don't think I have the issue here that I could get to it. I'll post a picture on the Rogue Show Facebook page. Yeah, I don't have it close by, but it reminds me of the '90s Superboy outfit without the biker jacket. If you can kind
I really like that one.
Wow, the jumpsuit. I like that
Yeah,
jumpsuit.
it's got the blue in it with the kind of the red at the top with the big red and yellow S. I'll put a picture up on the Rogue Show Facebook page and even
I've got that. I've actually got the '90s Superboy statue. You know, the one where he's kind of manga looking like flying. That's a really cool jumpsuit.
So this Superboy in the new Teen Titans, you say he's from the future, right?
right.
And but he's not. It sounded like it's almost like a clone off Superboy Prime from the before all this new 52 stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a story going on in Teen Titans called the Culling or the Harvest, or where the Ravengers kind of came in, and the Harvest was created Superboy to go kill all of the metahumans out there. So this future Superboy is an alternate version of that actually became fully evil and basically wiped out the whole entire planet
Good lord.
of all heroes and villains.
So
is that powerful?
Yeah, he's that powerful.
So any other versions of Superman or Superboy, any clones of them, they're just automatically evil, huh? That's weird.
Yeah.
His costume is really cool.
Let's say that again.
The costume, it is a lot like the 90s one.
Can you screen share that?
Yeah, hold on.
Do it.
Do it now.
No pictures. Or gonna happen.
Where is the screen share? Okay.
I'm looking for it too.
Do it.
I can't.
Oh yeah, that is cool. I've just looked at it myself. Here, I've got it. Wait a minute.
But yeah, it actually looks kind of like old Nightwing combined with 90s Superboy in one.
Yeah, it does. Especially the hair and the gloves and the gauntlets.
Yeah. Looks pretty cool. I like the. Oh, sorry.
There's a cape, Rob?
Yeah, that's a cape.
This one doesn't have a cape. It's pretty cool though. A really cool look for him. I didn't even know about that. Thanks, Rob.
Calling for a new figure.
Uh-oh, Rob's off
It's
there.
gray-haired Superman.
Rob just wrote he's lost the feed, so it's just
Yeah.
us.
Uh-oh.
Are we still live?
Yeah, I think so.
It says live.
He's not moving.
I thought.
He's frozen, and he's stuck in Earth 2 again.
Oh no, he's with.
He's with Dick Grayson, Summer Soldier, right now.
Oh, he's gone.
Rob.
Oh, I need to.
Matt,
And he's back.
is
Are you
that
back,
you?
Rob?
Hey, there you are.
Nope.
And now you're muted.
Are we? Can you see me now?
I see you.
Wow.
What happened? We were so worried about you.
I have no idea. So that'll be interesting. This episode is either going to be these last few minutes, or I don't know if it broke it up into two separate files, or
Oh.
who knows.
It said live the whole time you were gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should be fine.
Well, that'll be good because I was just getting ready to hit the stop broadcast. So.
Well, let's just start all over just in case.
All right, now we gotta do the whole.
Welcome to the Rogue Show. So I don't even know where we were at. I'll let you guys run with wherever you were at. So.
We were just talking about Superboy's costume. How cool it looked.
The new one, yeah.
Very cool.
Looks
But
good.
yeah.
So, yeah, like, what's his motivation? Do we know why does he want to destroy everything? Why is he so?
The character Harvest is trying to get all of basically the teenagers that have the meta gene in them. That's how Harvest stays alive. So using Superboy is trying to, what's the word I want to use? Take that out of all the teens.
Like
And-
starve Harvest of any food by killing all the super. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of those that I think Superboy is under control of that. So I think it'll be up to the Teen Titans to kind of defeat Superboy, and then probably in his last moment will sacrifice himself for the teens, and that will allow the original Superboy, the good one, to somehow come back.
Okay.
We've got one more issue of this iteration of Teen Titans that'll, I think, is supposed to explain that. So we'll see.
Cool.
So that was that was where I got cut off. So.
What about what's happening with Future's End? I keep seeing that kind of Escher painting with all the stairs going around and Batman Beyond there, and what's the background with that? Do you know?
Did anybody pick up the free Comic Book Day comic book that has
Yeah.
Olivia?
Yeah.
So this is that Livia has there. This is the Zero issue. I've read it. It's really good, and it's a twisted alternate future of it's 35 years in the future that's going on right now. So Batman Beyond. I won't ruin any of it, but he gets transported thinks he's going back to the current DC continuity, but misses it by 5 years ahead. So he thinks he's supposed to be, let's say, right now. So he's 5 years ahead. So as we're going to read it, things are going to be a little bit different. So he's going to try to stop the events of the future happening. So I think this is kind of a mid-retcon of the New 52, I think.
That's good. I noticed, obviously, being a Superman fan, I noticed the cool Superman armor. It reminded me of there's a story called Superman: The Search for Kryptonite. You know, and it's when Supergirl joins the pre-New 52 universe, she brings with her a massive like asteroid full of kryptonite, and pretty much the whole planet has got it everywhere, you know, on every continent. And he asks Batman and the Justice League to help him get all the kryptonite, and they make this, or he has this really cool Kryptonian suit. It looks just like that. It looks pretty cool.
I take it anybody else that as we're talking, today's Saturday, Free Comic Book Day. I didn't get a chance to. I was fixing a lawnmower, but my comic book shop used that as loose. I was able to get this Wednesday. So did everybody go have a good time? Anthony, you obviously got out of your line that was 2 hours long.
Yeah, it was like, no, I waited. The line went pretty quick. I thought it was like wrapped around the building. Like I was like, oh God, I'm gonna be sitting here until 2 o'clock. But I was only in line for about an hour, which wasn't too bad because I got there at around 11:30. And but I did pick up this, and I picked up this Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, me too.
Issue. Graham Nolan was there signing comics, so he signed a Bane comic for me.
Well, that's cool.
Excellent. Jason or Olivia, did you get to go out to Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah. Jason, did you?
We don't have a comic book store here. It's not in my hometown. It's big enough to have one, but when I was a kid, we had, one or two, but they would always go out of business like in a month. So I don't know what's wrong with my town. So, like the local video store, just right down the street, they have comics, but they don't do the comic book day or anything like that. It just, I don't know why comic books don't work here. I don't know. I see a lot of people buying them but then they complain. They goes, hey, where's World's Finest at this week? And the lady's like, well, we didn't get it in. Well, why not? I don't know. So they're just busy selling everything else, but for, I don't know. It just really ticks me off that we don't have a comic book store here, so.
I kind of do. I think I've said it before. Mine's a romance novel, or you get the latest John Grisham little tiny novel or whatever. And what this place does, you can buy them and then turn the books back in for store credit. So it's a lot of little old ladies and stay-at-home moms and a few dads maybe read some like the new John Grisham novel or whatever. But in the back quarter of the store, they sell comic books. So there's no action figures. Any of the action figures that come into the store, it's usually somebody like us going through the previews magazine and ordering it out of there, then they get them in. Yeah. So they have all the comics there that you could want, but once their quantity runs out, it's not like they're going to have 15 of the newest, Batman Eternal on the wall. Yeah. If they have just enough for the people on their pull list, and then maybe one for the shelf. So.
So I take it if they don't have any comics, do you just buy some romance novels?
Yes, exactly.
The other side of the store where all the adult books. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Well, and that was the thing about the free comic books. They were saying, "Are you going to be in on Saturday?" I'm like, "Well, I'm thinking about it." They're like, "Well, we just put them in your hold anyway because you're a regular."
Oh,
that was good.
That was nice.
When I picked up my comics on Wednesday, I got all the free comic books, 3 days ahead of time. So I thought that was pretty cool. So
that is cool. See, like over here, we have being on Long Island, we have our closest shop that we go to is called Bailey's, and they have all the comics, they have all the figures, whatever, and the walls are lined with statues, old statues, new statues, and I want to get in there and film soon, so you guys can see that one too. But like the way they work is, I don't know how many people have pull lists there, but like I don't know if it's not a lot because they pretty much have all the new comics out and they have like a lot of them. And then we have the next closest shop is just about just as close. It's maybe like an extra 5 minutes away. They do pretty much only pull lists and they have like 1 or 2 issues on the shelf, and then the rest of the store is just literally boxes of back issues. And then, you know, another half hour that way, another half hour that way. There's another shop. There's another shop. So I'm very fortunate. And yeah, so like I went to Bailey's earlier today, and I got the Futures, and I got Teen Titans Go. I got Guardians of the Galaxy, and I got Kaboom Summer Blast, and then they were also having a 25% off everything else sale. And I picked up some figures and stuff, and then we might go to another shop that's about a half an hour away when Todd gets out of work, that they're having a 20% off sale. So I don't know if we're going to do it tonight.
I was so tempted of that Muhammad Ali Superman statue. It's so cool. What a price for that statue.
Yeah.
So cheap, but I just couldn't do it at this point, unfortunately. But oh yeah, I'm so jealous.
I'm telling you, Stu, they will probably have that statue for the rest of my life. So if they have another sale in the future, I'll keep you informed. Because it's like it's one of those that's up on the, you know, like above the entire like store. They have is literally lined. It's one of those that's probably been there for ages. So
I bet they've got like the little Kandor and the dome and all those really rare statues that you can never get anywhere. You know, jealous. I'm so jealous. The nearest place to me.
What figures did you get, Olivia?
I finally got Young Justice Robin for like he was maybe like $21 or something, because he was 28 and 25% off of that. So that's better than what he's going for on eBay and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we got Todd got Red Robin for like, I don't know, $20 or something also. And I got bags and boards because I needed those and they were 25% off. And then I picked up Young Allies trade paperback from Marvel.
Nice.
Whatever, it looked good. So, yeah.
Stu, what were you saying about your comic shop?
Oh yeah, the closest place to me is about 40 minutes away. It's in Edinburgh. It's called Forbidden Planet. I've done a couple of videos there before, and it's, you know, they have all the latest comic. Well, I say latest. You know, they have all the latest comics, figures. There's so many peg warmers. I think they've still got like Cyclotron from the DCUC. But you know, they do get. I mean, I just got a phone call initially when Bizarro was announced. I called them and asked them to reserve a Bizarro. Of course, I've since got him, but they just called me like yesterday or the day before when I was in England to say, yeah, we've got Bizarro in stock. And I'm like, God, that's weeks ago that came out. But they are good, of course, because Eaglemoss stuff comes out in the UK. They have all the latest chess pieces. They have pretty much every DC chess piece, all the Batmobiles. Obviously, by the way, guys, the Marvel chess collection, I don't know if you've seen that. That's out just now.
Yeah. I saw a few of them today.
There's some really cool ones. I must admit, the QC, you know, it's the same sort of thing, but Venom's out just now. He looks pretty cool. Forget the chess side of things. It's just a cool little statue, you know.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But yeah, I got my brother because he's got a big Hot Toys collection. He has lots of Red Skulls, so I got him the Red Skull chess piece, and it's really cool. He's holding a little transparent cosmic cube and stuff, you know. So the sculpts are nice, but it's just like regular Eaglemoss, you know. The painting is so sort of haphazard. But yeah.
Stu, how much do they charge for those in the UK?
It's like, I think it's like $7.99, which is about like $14, $13, something like that.
Yeah, they charge like $15, $16 at my shop, so that's actually not bad considering.
Yeah, I mean, it says on the magazine, you know, obviously on the magazine it has like $7.99 UK, $15, $16. So, but yeah, I mean, it's if anyone's ever needing one, and I can certainly pick it up. But it's some of the issues are cool, some of them are pretty crap. You know, I mean, I think the Thor one looked pretty bad. Personally, anyway, I think it was just a paint job. But the Batmobile set is probably the best thing I've seen Eaglemoss release in a long time. The amount of detail and care and attention. I've not got any here, but I've got a load to send to Richard soon. And they released the Arkham Asylum Batmobile, and it is fantastic. It's the coolest one they've released. The Batman Beyond one's coming out soon as well.
Huh. Very cool.
Pretty cool.
I'm kind of getting into the point of the show. I heard an alarm go off, so this is going to be kind of the little wrap-up section. So sorry if it seems a little cut off and a small little technical detail there. But hopefully everybody's enjoyed the show so far, and I think we're going to do these once a month now. I think that's to try to keep up with the comic series and everything else that comes out. And Jason's giving me the evil eye right now. I don't know what this deal is. It's kind of scaring the crap out of me. My producer says we've got 10 minutes. She's like, I'm getting this from the producer. 10 minutes.
Wrap it up.
So, any other final thoughts anybody has for the series, where we think it's going to go, or just in the figures and things like that?
Well, I'm just hoping that as great as issue 0 was in Batman Internal, that was a great issue. I loved it from the beginning to the end. I hope the other issues, start picking up, and it gets to the point where, like, oh yeah, okay, this is the part where Catwoman becomes the mob boss and all that. So I am still, I was kind of ragging on it, but I do enjoy this comic, and right now it's the only comic I read. So I hope it gets better like issue 0 was. So
I did want to ask, since you said read comic, how many of us are reading paper form, print form, and how many of us are reading digital?
I'm reading digital. I don't have
Digital.
Digital.
So
Paper.
paper, you and I. Anthony, you've been quiet for a while, brother. So you said paper, sir?
Yes. If I'm quiet, then there's a problem.
Hey, Anthony's like, I am just so over you guys. I'm just burning my fingers. I'm getting rid of everything.
That's it. Everything goes in the garbage.
Just you saying that reminds me of Harold and Kumar go to White Castle,
Yeah.
where they pull up to the drive-thru and they're talking about getting to White Castle, and the guy behind the counter's like, I love me a White Castle, and he's like, come on, TV, we're gonna burn the place down. So, I don't know why I went off on a tangent there. My bad.
No, I like it. I think it's got to start off slow. To be honest with you, I think there's going to be so many issues like coming out. It's got to start off slow, but at least they're like it's like there's fast-paced parts and then there's slow parts. Like at least they're trying to balance it. I see a balance there, a yin and a yang, I guess. But I think it's got to. They're going to be introducing so many characters, and there's going to be so many cameos, and they're going to try and put a lot into this. So I think what they're doing right now is pretty well done, to be honest with you.
Olivia?
Yeah, with 52 issues, you can't pack action and craziness into every single one. There's going to be like highs and lows, but I think they're doing a good job so far. I'm not like sitting here reading it like, okay, this is boring. What's going on? I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to seeing like where it goes and how quickly we get to Catwoman becoming a mob boss and what happens after that, and how this is who's torturing Bruce. It's like there's so many questions, and now I'm like, after like Stu's pointing out the Spectre and everything, I'm like, okay, I have to take notes as I read this stuff. I have to, like, so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
And Stu, I gotta ask, being such a big Superman fan, I was kind of leery about asking you to like, hey, do you want to do this series? Being a Superman fan, how is it reading a Batman book? Being a big Superman fan, or a little Superman fan?
Yeah, just a little one. I'm not that tall. No, but yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, to be honest. And I must admit, I download a lot of comics, Superman, Superboy, Supergirl, and I never read them. I feel really, really guilty. Like I'm always talking with Richard Knapp on email, and he's saying, "Have you read the latest Superman, Wonder Woman?" I've not. I've downloaded it, but they're just piling up and piling up. So reading this is really, it's making me want to read the rest of my comics that I've got built up. I love the storyline. Whoa. No, I'm loving the storyline, to be honest. I'm really enjoying reading it as well. So if anything, if it's getting me back into comics, it's a good thing. And as everyone said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. This is going to be a long book. So I like the pace it's taking just now. And the good thing about these monthly shows is if there is anything I don't know about, I can always ask you guys, who's that guy, who's that girl? I suppose Wikipedia is there, but it's a lot more fun if I ask you guys.
Yeah. Something that I did kind of leave off on that Snyder is he in Tinian or Tinian? I don't know how to pronounce his name. They said this is going to shake the status quo for a lot of the major players. So they said by the end of it, there'll be people in different positions that weren't before. So we could have Tim Drake as Batman, or we could have Tim Drake as the Joker. Who knows? So.
Well, even just going back to issue 1, that one line where it's all your allies have been slaughtered. Pretty,
Yeah.
God knows what happened there.
But, well, I got my 5-minute signal from my producer, so I think we'll wrap it up here. I want to thank, I didn't introduce everybody, but you know him. I can't even, Glasses Chapman Films there, who has a walleye vision. We've got my brother from another mother. Thank you, sir, for being on as always.
Like Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
That's right. Automatic herself, Olivia, thank you for doing this and being part of the show. And Stu Murray, 47, thank you, sir, for being our across the pond Superman aficionado and now Batman cohort.
Yay!
So thanks everybody for tuning into Rob's Rogues. Thanks for our viewers. I think we maintained about 5 viewers. So the 5 viewers that are on right now, thank you very much. And for those of you that missed it, this will post very shortly once I stop the broadcast. So give it about a half hour, I think it takes to render. So thanks, everybody, and we will see you at the end of next month for episode number 2 of the Eternal Edition of the Rogue Show. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Gang signs.